everybody, welcome back to the channel. Back here in, today anyway, sunny Victoria. It's a lot cooler here than it was in the Philippines. As everybody over in the Philippines would know, it's a very hot period over there at the moment. Here in Australia, we're in in the fall or our autumn, and I think today it's around 16 or 17 degrees. And we've come from 38, 39 degrees. So it's lots different, but we're happy to be home. I'm already missing the Philippines and some of the amazing people that I met over there this time. But this video is an introduction to what I'm about to share with you all. And that was probably one of the best rooms I think I've experienced so far in my audio journey. This room that you're about to see, and you'll hear a track that I recorded in that room, is quite amazing. Now, Jack and Keith are the people involved in and this is Jack's room that we were lucky enough to get down and have a listen in that room and meet both Jack and Keith, and you'll see them in the video. They were gracious enough to come on camera with me and in interview that really was quite interesting. So you'll see all of that. You'll also hear this clip in this room. There are some mega brands you're about to see. Von Stryker's, the really big reference, top of the range. Von Stryker's, the CH Precision amplification in that room. We're talking about Tycho server. We are right up there with the top of Everest. Strom Tank power isolation. There were some really big brands. A magnificently retreated and acoustically neutral room. In fact, we had it going that hard in there. We were actually making the air conditioning vents vibrate. So it was. They were gracious enough to allow me to run through some of my reference tracks, and I was able to play some tracks in that room that were I was unable to play in any other rooms, just simply because of the low resonance with some of those tracks, because I really wanted to hear what those Von Strykers could do, and they were quite. It was quite amazing. I think I surprised both Jack and Keith with what I was playing, and they said they'd like to have a copy of my reference tracks, and I'll make sure I provide them with plenty of low resonance stuff to keep them going, apart from all the other stuff that I have and I judge systems on and by. I have in my reference list of over 200 tracks actually. There's quite a bit in there, but as an ex-recording engineer, you and 35 years of experience doing what I do, you manage to come across some absolute pearls, and that's been the case over those years. And so they've eventually just worked their way through my reference list. And usually when you get in there as a track, you don't leave, because there's something in that particular track that I will write notes about, still the old-fashioned way. And that's the sort of thing that I might play because I think this room might have a problem. This track will then help me understand that problem in that room. So a couple of other things that I just want to touch on quickly is just in the last couple of rooms that you're about to see, which I recorded on Wednesday of this week just past. One of the things that both of these last two dealers, distributors focused on, which I've very much focused on in my room, is getting the acoustic treatment right in the room. Now, I've spoken about this and I keep drumming on about it because it really is something that all of you should be considering in one way or another. The music that we listen to happens in a room. That room is the body of the instrument. So if the body of the instrument that we listen to our sound system in isn't correct, isn't right, has issues, then how can the gear that we listen to in that room sound correct? It simply just can't. So it's super important that we get the acoustic treatment right in the room. Now, Noel touched on this, and you all love those two parts of the visit to see what Noel was doing with room treatment at a level that is really quite affordable for everybody as far as that's concerned. He was picking on typical rooms that you all in the Philippines would have to treat, and he was focusing that treatment on those particular room dimensions and what have you. So, but again, Noel is the sort of guy that can treat anything that you put in front of him, and so it was that video that really started to kick this off, and it made me think more about it. And then when I went into these last two rooms, and the room you're about to see today was a purpose-built room. It's down underground in a cellar, if you like. It's downstairs and into an underground section of the house. And that particular room was beautifully constructed, full of absolute quality everywhere, not just the audio system that you're about to see and hear, but the quality of the actual room installation. And that's super duper important to get the best out of the system. If you don't have the dimensions of the room right, if you're building a purpose-built room, there's a formula around getting the dimensions right. But then if you're in an existing room like 95% of us are, then it's a process of treating the room for the frequencies that are going to be most problematic. And the most problematic frequencies usually are low frequency stuff. So getting the bass control right and the lower octave control right is super important, because if that frequency is allowed to bloom into the room, it will smear all of the other frequencies above that for those lower frequencies and create smearing of the soundstage and imaging. So you're about to hear this room, you're about to meet the guys, and Jack's a fantastic, or both these guys are fantastic. We had an absolute ball, Ish and I, when we went in there and met the guys, and they've become friends, and I will most definitely be visiting them again when I'm next in the Philippines. Couldn't ask for two nicer gentlemen, and we laughed our way through all these reference tracks. We had an absolute great time. You will get a sense of that, I'm sure, in the video. There was a real sense of ease. I'd not met either Jack or Keith before that video was shot, and we were sort of joking around like old friends from, that had known each other for years. It was just that commonality of being audiophiles that really sort of bonds this community together, and it's part of the reason I just love being involved in it. It's learning from each other, and certainly we had a great time down there. Probably something else quickly worth mentioning is Tech Dash, for instance. I mean, as far as the analog side of things goes, they had a Tech Dash. On and on it goes. It was absolute, from my perspective, they were all aspirational brands. I mean, I'm lucky enough, I've got a perfect system suited for my room, and that's also very important as well. It's matching the components to the room size and dimensions, and getting that balance right. And those guys most definitely have done that, and just the same as what I've managed to do here. So watch this, enjoy it. Please leave your comments below. I'm sure Jack and Keith will be... they've subscribed to the channel now, which is wonderful for me. I love having people of all calibers involved in the an Aussie audiophile family, and I consider you all as family. As I've said before, I always, up till now, I've been able to get back to every single question that's asked of me, and I'll always try and do that. This is all about trying to educate people in this sphere to become more understanding of the hobby. And I've got some experience over 35 years, and I'm only too happy to pass that on to all of you. If you've got questions that I can answer, I most certainly will. And if I can't answer them, I'll try and find somebody who can for you. So enjoy this. We'll talk soon. Bye. G'day everybody, welcome back to the channel. Well, look, today has been an absolute stunning day. I've met two very, very fine gentlemen here, and they've showed me their room, which you could probably see some of the feast of audio equipment that is around us and behind us. This is a stunning room. It's probably one of the best rooms I've ever listened to. I've played some passages of music in this room that I know most hi-fi systems just cannot cope with, and yet the rendition of some of those tracks in this room is as good as I've ever heard it. So this is, for me, one of those pinnacle moments. And we've got the two gentlemen here that can help you if you are interested in a setup similar to this. They will be able to consult with you. You can reach out to them. We've got Jack here, and this is Jack. Hi. And this is Keith. So Jack or Keith, by all means, let us know all about you. Tell us about your company. Tell us about the brands that you carry here, and fill these wonderful people in on what it is that you actually do.
Yeah, so I'm Jack Duavit, and that my cousin Keith Roy. We have another partner, Richie Diaz. So we are DRD Audio Distribution. Richie's not here because he's really just an inventor, and audio-wise, he's actually quite useless. He is fun. He is fun though. So we do represent a number of brands. Like for our loudspeakers, we have Schweikert Audio, and we have Martin, which we recently signed a deal with a few months ago, late last year, around October. And we have different lines of electronics that will give and react with our speakers in different ways, give you different tonal colors, maybe a different tonal balance as well, from warm to like a Sage Precision here, which is very open and pristine. So we carry Sage Precision, we carry Constellation Audio, which is also open but very textured. We have Lamb Industries, which has always been around. One of the legends, although Vladimir has passed. And we also have KR Audio. For analog, we carry TechDust from Japan, which has just launched a new arm, which we'll be getting later this year, in the last quarter. And for power, we carry StromTank. So about half of this system was running on battery power today. And for cables, we carry Masterbuilt, and we are dealers for Yorma.
Critical mass for...
Oh, of course, and critical mass, and center stage for our vibration management. And pretty soon we'll be coming up with some acoustic products.
There'll be some more announcements, and I'll cover that on the channel, so that I'll be keeping in contact with these gentlemen, and hopefully I'll be invited back here again next time I'm in the Philippines.
For sure.
Because today's been an absolute treat. We will stay in touch by all means. We'll keep talking about the products. We'll keep talking about any new brands that you get on board. We'll keep everybody informed about what's actually happening. But I mean, today has been an absolute amazing day. I've been sitting in that listening chair giggling like a little schoolboy.
We giggle every time too.
Well, it's really, honestly, Keith, it's been one of those amazing days where you don't come across systems like this very often, and when you do, as an ex-sound engineer, to be able to hear the passages of music the way they were recorded and in their full bloom is well, it's just something you don't get very often. There's some absolutely amazing gear here that we listened to today. I'll run you through it all. I'll show you everything that we listened to today. This is also an absolutely stunning room, beautifully engineered. I had my spectrum analyzer out, and I was actually measuring the frequencies in this room, and I just had to turn around and show these guys my phone, because I don't see a spectrum analyzer that runs from the low frequency, on that angle. It just, there's very few sound systems, speaker systems that can produce bass at a flat response, at 80 decibels plus. And we were peaking at 90 dB in this room, and all of that lower stuff coming in with a pipe organ passage of music we just played then was, I just cannot believe what I heard. So I've had an absolute ball, guys. Thank you very much for inviting us here today.
So welcome.
We're gonna stay in touch for sure, and I'm gonna keep a very close eye on you two, and we're gonna promote what you guys do, because there will be people here in the Philippines that have been thinking about doing something like this, you need to come and talk to these gentlemen. They will be able to help you get all of that sorted out. They'll be able to work with you in regards to your room setup, component synergy is absolutely really, really important. And we know, and you guys know, that I bang on a lot about getting the room right. It is the body of the instrument to which we have our sound systems in. And if we don't get the body of the instrument right, we can't get what's in here right. And they have got the room right, because what I heard here today just blew me away. Thanks everybody, we'll talk soon. Okay, these are the Von Stryker Ultra 2s in beautiful blue metallic. Have a look at the finish on these, and they are stunning monolith speakers. They produce frequencies from 16 Hz to 40,000 kilohertz. Their sensitivity is 94 dB, 1 watt, 1 meter. Now to the CH Precision M10 mono block amplifier. These have a very conservative power rating of 300 watts into 8 ohms, 600 into 4, 1000 into 2, and 1600 watts into 1 ohm load. Here's a look at the cabling behind these amplifiers. Stunning stuff. And a look across the two power supplies, the Strom tank and the amplifiers. Let's have a look at the back of the Von Strykers. So there are two 15-inch subwoofers in the back of this enclosure, a 1200 watt plate amplifier, and they are sensitive to 94 dB, 1 watt, 1 meter. So this is the Strom tank Maletsky. This is the big boy in their series, and this is a stunning piece of equipment. Have a look at this. Absolute beautiful stuff. So the Strom tank powers all of the components on the left-hand side of the room, like the preamp, the CD transport, the server. So here are some of these components. They are all 10 series CH Precision. There's the Tyco Extreme server. I mean, this is all aspirational stuff. The phono preamp is housed here on this rack. There's the preamp and its power supply underneath there. Just amazing, amazing things. And then we go over to the Tech DAS turntable. Absolutely stunning thing, this beautiful turntable. And of course, with this is the CH Precision 10 series phono stage, which is just underneath the turntable. But my goodness, have a look at the quality of these components. There's the preamplifier for the turntable, and of course, underneath all these components are their separate power supplies. So just stunning, stunning equipment over here on the left-hand side of the room.